Hello everybody, this is Achaia Achaia, and this is another 2v2 shoutcast that I'm doing here. This is on the map Twilight Fortress, which, as I have said, I am not a huge fan of. That being the case, as you can see, I'm asking my ally, wanna cheese? Because if you do not cheese on this map, the games turn into these incredibly long and drawn out turtle fests, which I am not a huge fan of. So my buddy Averic, which is actually being, who's playing on his account right now, is a friend of mine named his gamer tag is Dig, so it's not actually Averic himself, the guy that gave me the beta key in the first place. But anyways, getting underway here, I am the red Zerg. You can see me up at the top in the left. My ally here, the blue Protoss, this is Averic, and he is on the right hand. On the bottom part of the map, we have Isaywoot, which is the light blue Terran, and the purple Protoss, which is wpr, which I'm sure that stands for something, but I have no idea what it is. Anyways, so we basically got a Zerg and Protoss versus Protoss and Terran, and we decided to do some cheese here, as you noticed earlier if you were paying attention to that little back and forth between me and my ally. And the Terran player is going for a pretty typical opening for these long drawn-out turtle games that are so popular on this map. And the reason they're so popular is because you and your ally share a base, and there's one common entrance to that base. And then also inside that base, you have a natural expansion, as you can see here, with another full 8 minerals and 2 Vespene geysers. So with this one entrance from the ground being the only way to get in unless you go air or some kind of mobile transportation, you basically have to wall off this one entrance to defend your whole base from any ground attacks, more or less. As you can see, Dig is building his proxy pylons and gateways over here off to the side. He built it off to the side a little bit because, as you can see, the scouting paths of light blue and purple have been right through the middle. So if we would have, I've seen a lot of people proxy in this area here where these expansions are out in the middle, but if you're not careful, those can get spotted really easily. So anyways, you'll notice that he is putting down 2 gateways here, and also back up at the top, out in front of our base here, we have light blue putting up his own barracks. So in addition to walling off, he's putting his own barracks up, and it looks like WPR has also put a pylon in the back of Averic's, or I'm sorry, Dig rather's natural expansion. So possibly some gateways going down. I don't know, maybe some warp in if the game goes long enough. And we are already moving in here. Here's my first 6 Zerglings getting by that one Zealot that was guarding, and decides we're going to pick off this initial probe here. And you can see that one probe's going to go down pretty quick. The rest of the probes come to help, and there is one Zealot and one Marine on the way to help here. Now these Lings are all somewhat damaged now, so they're not going to be able to do a whole lot more damage, but I think I do take down another. Yeah, there's one more probe going down, so not a whole lot of damage, but the damage isn't necessarily done in the units lost, but in the minerals not gained while they are paying attention to trying to catch my Zerglings, rather than, as you can see, all these probes are not mining anything right now. So that is definitely a good thing. Even if you don't kill probes, if you can keep them from mining for a little bit, then you have done your job. And here comes the Zealots from Dig. Dig is getting a couple of Zealots in the mix here. You can see he's getting surrounded by these probes, and these probes still not mining anything. So WPR is going to be in a pretty rough spot economically, and Dig streaming more Zealots into the base. And it looks like on the other side of the map here, light blue, Isaywoot rather, is building Marines in the base of Dig, and I'm sending down some more Lings here, it looks like, and immediately going for this fast expansion over the high yield. I did get supply blocked, unfortunately, so I had to build a couple of Overlords and then realized, hey, I've got a lot of money, so I should probably build a hatchery somewhere just in case. Anyways, looking like the spawn larva's coming out, continuing to crank out Lings, and it looks like Dig has stopped his harassment. He's got one Zealot heading over there by himself, but no Zealots in the base now, and it looks like WPR, and Dig is going to pull that Zealot back. So WPR back to mining. It looks like Isaywoot has not been touched on his mineral line yet, but it does appear that there are 2 Vespene geysers as well for WPR, so going a pretty heavy tech build, it looks like. And he is researching Warp Gate, so, and chrono boosting that as well to get that just quicker. Oh, and it looks like Isaywoot is putting down some bunkers in the natural expansion of Dig, and he's got one bunker, and it's already filled with Marines. And there is still this pylon over here. I don't see any gateways yet, so it looks like WPR is going to rely on the warp gate technology to get units down to our bases at this point. I apologize, that was my phone. Anyways, going back to my base, I've got a Baneling's nest now, it looks like, so I'm going to be trying to get some tech to allow us to break down that wall in. I'm assuming that they had done a complete wall in, but as you can see, they have not. There are a few zealots guarding it, but there's a gap between these supply depots in the corner here. So, and some links starting to build up here, and it looks like Dig has started an expansion himself at the at our enemy's high yield minerals. So in addition to all the proxy buildings that he has down here, he is also taking one of their expansions, and still they have not done anything with this over here. I'm not sure what isaywoot and wpr are trying to do here, other than possibly keep Averic, or I'm sorry, Dig rather. Sorry, it keeps confusing me because Dig is playing on Averic's account, so I apologize for being a noob and I keep calling him Averic. But anyways, it looks like Dig is has not scouted it yet, I don't believe. We take a look at his vision here. Yeah, he has not yet seen it, but this is not going to be too big of a deal for him because he obviously has the high yield mineral expansion down here at the bottom and beginning to produce probes here. And it looks like I have taken the high yield now. I've already got some drones harvesting, got a queen up in there, trying to get some more drones and macro up a little bit. And as far as tech goes, it looks like I now have a layer and am starting to crank out some zerglings here. And now WPR is starting to warp in. If he gets enough units, and 3 bunkers here too. I didn't realize that there was that many bunkers over in this area when we were playing this, and building a 4th too. So it looks like he's trying to leapfrog his bunkers into Dig's base. And Dig trying to build a cannon here because he can see that the Terran player is trying to work his way up into his base with these bunkers, and that cannon was just inside the range of that bunker, so the bunker takes it down before it can even warp in. And it looks like WPR is starting to warp in more and more units here. He's got a stalker, okay, and he's salvaging 2 of these bunkers. That's why I didn't see him before. And it looks like isaywoot is moving out, throwing down some fire on these cannons that he's trying to morph up. And I've got some banelings and zerglings coming around, and the baneling's able to do some damage, but not enough. The 1 bunker does remain, although it's in the red, so if it's not repaired soon, it is going to die. Going back to my base here, I do not have a roach's nest yet, a roach warren, although it's starting to build right now. So we'll be seeing some roaches out there as well, and it looks like Dig is going to lose his main here, although fortunately for us, he does have this high yield down at the bottom. Looking at the front of the base out here in our enemies, it looks like Dig has some units coming in, and I've got banelings coming in, trying to run them by the front lines right now, and taking down a few zealots and a few marines here, and then going immediately for the mineral line, although not detonating them properly. I'm sorry, I'm still getting used to using banelings. I was able to get a few units, but not as many as I should have if I was good at using them, I'm sure. Anyways, Dig is now starting to move all of his tech into this expansion down here because he is unable to build up at his main now, as WPR and isaywoot have taken down. So basically, we're seeing some really high pressure on both ends of the map right now. WPR and isaywoot putting the pressure down on Dig's base very, very heavily, and Dig